Henry of Scarlet.
Hey folks, Dave here, and welcome back to Privoslavitz, the small hamlet in Bohemia, where our hero, Henry, has been appointed the bailiff. He's in charge of rebuilding the town and getting new settlers to move in and fill in all of the jobs here. Let's go ahead and get up from our campfire. Our next roadblock is going to be the lack of supplies here. We don't have any actual food sources or real income sources, and we are bleeding money like crazy. I only have how many groschen left? 10,000. And we have 6,000 in our coffers. And right now, our settlement is losing, 530 per day. So I was wanting to figure out how to get resources, and you guys pointed out that the missing link is actually, where is it? The trader. That will allow us to go across the map here and recruit new traders who will then provide us with resources. Okay. If I read the description, I would have seen that. Allows you to bring in all the goods that are lacking, as well as selling the products that your tradesmen create. So let's build that now, while we still have a bit of money.
Marius, there's work to be done.
Come on, Master Surveyor.
That shouldn't take too long. Come along with me and we'll take a look at the site.
I'm gonna have to go hunting some bandits to get some of their armor to sell to fund this project. I imagine the trading post is going to go down in the center of town somewhere, possibly on the side of the bridge. Did I guess correctly? I mean, it makes the most sense. It's the main avenue of the town.
We're gonna build here?
Right here. Ready to start?
I'm ready.
I'll just quickly check again that we have everything we need. All good. We can start construction.
Look at that. Supplies arriving already.
Jesus!
Marius, please. Language. Okay. Let's see if we can find our trader. Do I still have stuff to sell already? Got a few pieces of armor worth some money there. Let's see if we can generate a little bit of income here.
I hope I can be a help to you, knight.
God be with you.
Oh, his wealth is 180. You are a broke merchant, but I guess it makes sense. This is a new settlement. What's your most valuable item? A few tailor's kits, perhaps. And for that, I'll just sell you something like a little piece of armor there. It's gonna about clean him out. It looks like we do have a quest in our journal here for gathering up the resources using the trading post. And some of these are going to come from Sasau, where I believe our master surveyor told us that there are a couple of competing swordsmiths that might be willing to come north with us and settle here. Let's go ahead down and check on our finances after building the trading hub, and then we'll do a little bit of judging, I think, at the judgment platform before we head south to Sasau to try and get some supplies going.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's going to get us a little bit of income going. That's getting us 50 gold. Slowly getting somewhere. Let's do some judging now, before it gets dark. Head over to the judgment tree. I hope this stays here as you keep building.
What's the matter here?
This bitch here tried to kill me. Have her clapped in the stocks where she belongs.
Whoa!
That's not true, Master Bailiff, sir. He got drunk, like he always does, and ate who knows what kind of slop somewhere.
You know very well what it was what poisoned me. You're trying to get rid of me and don't think I don't know it.
Enough. One at a time. Tell me what happened. What makes you think she tried to poison you?
She hates me. She wants to put me in the ground and then take the farm. I can see it in her eyes. She's just wishing for the day I'm dead. But she'll never see it because
She's
I'll
nodding.
throw her out on her ear.
Throw me out from my own home? You useless ale-swilling pig. Have you forgotten who got you a roof over your head?
Just look at her, sir. You can see for yourself what a harpy she is. I came home after 1 or 2 ales at the tavern, ate my supper, what was left on the table for me, and went to bed. And in the morning, I woke up with my guts in agony. My head was on fire. I thought my last hour had come. If it wasn't for the old herb woman, she'd already have me in the ground.
Have you forgotten the part about battering me and throwing up in the doorway?
Shut your mouth, you whore.
Jeez.
Quiet. Good wife. Tell me your side of the story.
Sir, that beast is good for nothing but drinking away my dowry with his cronies. If he puts his hand to a flail at all, it's only to beat me with it. We were thrown out of the farm near Ledechko that I got as a dowry, because this fool let it go to ruin and got us into debt too.
They threw us out because you wouldn't back me up to the bailiff.
Because I couldn't hold my head up if I lied to cover your useless arse.
That's got nothing to do with you poisoning me.
He boozes from morning till night and beats me. Says I don't take good enough care of him. And all he does is sit on his ass expecting me to run around cooking and cleaning for him. And now he wants to drive me out of the village, saying I tried to kill him. What would I do then?
This guy sounds like, as they say, a real whoreson, but not a whole lot of evidence for poisoning.
Tell me about how you were poisoned, as you claim.
I came home, and there was a bowl of cabbage soup and a pitcher of wine on the table. So I had it and went to bed. I woke up in the early hours and had to run to the outhouse. Spewing from both ends I was. I was burning up so much you could light a torch off me. And this witch here laughing up her sleeve. She wouldn't even call the herb woman for me.
If I had to call the herb woman every time you get boozed up, she might as well move in with us.
When I was writhing in agony on the ground, I heard her say clear as day, "Ha! You got what was coming to you."
Is that true?
No, he's lying.
What do you think happened, good wife?
Nothing what hasn't been 100 times before. He was crooked as a bishop again, and I could already hear him in the courtyard, retching and spewing. I had his supper waiting on the table, because otherwise there'd be hell to pay. Only there's no pleasing the pig. Where's the meat? And what have you. And when I told him God's honest truth that there's no meat 'cause he drank all our money away, he laid into me like a madman.
One slap was all you got. What was less than you deserved for your evil tongue?
I ran off and hid in the barn till he'd calmed down. When I could hear him snoring like a pig, I came inside again. After a while, he started throwing up and he was spewing till dawn. Who knows what he ate when he was boozed up? Or it was the booze itself done it.
And what about the herb woman?
I went for her in the end. 3 groschen I had to give her for some wormwood potion. I could have done that myself for nothing. And then he claimed I poisoned him.
She's got some kind of pouch on her belt. Could be herbs, or it could be kind of herbs that make you sick.
Now, I've heard enough.
Yeah, it's not clear that she's the one that poisoned him. I don't think that's the case, but what is clear is the farmer is in fact a brute.
You, farmer, won't touch another drop of booze, or I'll leave you in the stocks to dry out. And if you raise your hand to your wife again, I'll take a bludgeon to you.
But a drink or two?
No buts. There'll be no half measures with you.
Thank you, Master Bailiff. Thank you 1,000-fold. You're a wise and just man.
I am worried for her safety, though. I don't think forcing him to go dry is going to end well for her. I wonder where they live, actually. Approach.
God be with you, Henry.
God be with you, Henry.
Romantic night underneath the judgment tree with oh, mother and son, I guess. Not the most attractive citizens here in the village, but what are you gonna do? Wait, where did our drunkard go already? Isn't that his wife? Yeah. Can I ask any more questions? No, I can't. Alright guys, let's go see if we can find us some tradesmen. So I'm going to go ahead and fast travel. Looks like we've been held up here in this canyon. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, there's a whole fight happening here. Between the guards and some Kuman, it looks like. Nice, got that one with a running shot. Ooh, don't get stuck in the bushes. Roach.
Yeah.
It's getting pitch black too.
Yeah.
Just the one Kuman left. Let's see if I can help these guards out. I think they've got it. Use my bailiff bludgeon here. Nice. Anything valuable? A few groschen. I'll be able to sell off some of this stuff in Sasau, hopefully. Put the money towards the village. Not sure why the guards are heading off into the darkness like this. They're way north of Sasau. Let's not forget to eat, too. Get some bread there. A woven fabric. A few bits of woven fabric. I don't remember seeing these fabrics before, so I feel like they're worth something or will have some importance, perhaps in an upcoming quest. I believe we're going to head southwest here? Yeah. Southwest on down to Sasau. Good grief, it is dark. Whoa! That is a terrifying looking corpse right there. Ah. I was worried for a second that this might be an ambush, but I don't see anybody hiding in the bushes here, so whoever strung this guy up is long gone. See some broken pottery, but no signs of any remaining loot. Probably just a random trader or passerby that got ambushed here at this little canyon in the forest. Okay, onward we go. As I get going here, I will watch for blood. Could be a trail. I think it's just piles of leaves, though. Okay, it's southwest towards Sasau. Man, this is a pretty unnerving forest. Where does this go? I see a campfire. I wonder if these might be the bandits that are responsible. Let's put on my silent shoes. The Robin Hood hat stays, though. These could be merchants. They look an awful lot like bandits, though. Let's see if I can get close enough to make a judgment. One of them walked over here to the right. Oh, this is a good-sized encampment. It's a bandit. Henry's come a-knockin'. This guy's not very armored or armed, so we'll go for a knockout. We'll spare this guy. Take his weapon. And his groschen. Give me that axe and that armorer's kit. This guy is a bandit leader, it looks like. I can't easily get to him because of his tent. So I'm going to search and make sure that there's no one else here. And let's toss some of this extra stuff on the horse. Okay. Got a chest here as well. Oh, a lot of loot. Yeah, these are definitely bandits. Wow, that's a good haul. That's all mine now. The rain also helps my stealth. This guy was just sitting over here by himself. Anybody in these lean-tos? Let's use the torch for a second. Okay. I think we're clear. So I'm gonna wake that bandit up and see if he'll surrender. I'm gonna use the bailiff's mace to hit the tree.
Well, then, look what's come crawling out from under some rock.
Come on, you fool, you have no armor. Surrender.
Ow.
Oh! He was surrendering! And... I hit him. Oh. I hadn't even taken my first swing at him yet. I guess he knew what was up. Well, I spared the one at least. And got some loot to sell in town. I'll take this guy's club. I'll leave him his helmet, but I also want to take his boots. He won't be getting far now. Okay, what's down here? Am I still... Yeah, I'm a ways off the beaten path here. This is probably just how they get down to the river. I want to make sure that there's no additional bandit camps. Yeah, this is a super spooky forest. I'm gonna fall right in the river. Yep, there it is. Okay. So yeah, I don't see any more bandit encampments. Now, can I get back up here is the question. I've already lost where I came down. I love that I smacked my mace on the tree to wake the guy up. That's a really cool encampment. On into town we go.
Yeah.
My friend, this is not the time of night to be wandering the woods right next to a bandit camp.
Yeah.
Also not a great time of night to ride a horse at full speed down a dark path, but town's in sight. Onward to morning we go. And we're up. Ooh, that is a glaringly bright day. I'm going to go ahead and swap some of these dark armors back to the horse. And we'll get our green hood back on, as well as our more normal looking clothes. I wish you could save a preset for armor. That would save some time, for sure. There we go. I think that's everything. Oh, whoops. That is not Roach. I was like, that saddle's looking awfully shabby these days. Actually, that's a very nice saddle, but I knew that my saddle bags were missing where all my loot goes, so... Even though I can't recognize my own horse, I can recognize that my loot bags are missing, so there's that, I guess. This is our first blacksmith right here. I've worked with him before on a side quest. He did some dental work for me, so maybe we'll be in good relations. Everyone's having their morning wash in the trough.
God's sake, what can I do for you?
What can you tell me about the Sasau blacksmiths?
There's too many of us, I'll tell you that for free. This is only a small town. There's Zach, who has a forge in the craftsman's yard and mostly works on the construction of the church. And then, apart from me, there's Master Armourer Otter of RangerDave.
Tell me more about Zach.
Don't have much time for him myself. He knows his craft, no question. But he seems to think his son, Vitus, will be a master armourer in Prague one day.
My father was a blacksmith, and I expect he thought much the same about me. That's how fathers are, isn't it?
Of course, any man should be proud of his boy. But Zach makes pride a sin. That's why he's at loggerheads with Master Otter.
Can you tell me something about Master Otter?
Well now, there's a master to look up to. He's worked for the lords of Kunstadt and for the richest townsfolk of Prague.
If you don't mind my asking, what brings him here?
The same as draws all reasonable people. He's enjoying the peace and quiet. Or rather, he used to enjoy some peace. That dispute with Zach must have put a few more wrinkles on his brow.
What are Zach and Master Otter arguing about?
Zach had his boy Vitus trained as an armourer in Kuttenberg, and he wanted to buy out Otter's place for him. Except that Otter's a proud man. How would it have looked? A master armourer giving way to a young whippersnapper who's barely let go of his mother's skirts? And they've been arguing ever since. Well, Zach mostly. He badmouths Otter every chance he gets. He claims that he's only fit for mending pots, and that his son will see him off.
That will be all. Thank you. You ever work with copper here?
No, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Zach from the monastery craftsman's yard has bought out all the copper.
Well, there's some inside information on the Blacksmith Feud here in Sasau.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
I believe this is Master Orta, was it? No, this is Swordsmith Fink. He is dressed pretty fancily.
I need a skilled swordsmith in Pribyslavitz who'll put good, strong steel in my men's hands. Are you interested?
What? Now? When I'm on the verge of forging the most powerful weapon ever seen? The Queen of Sheba's sword? No, I've no time now for anything else.
I don't know what he's going on about, but I guess he's not interested. Does he have money? He does have money. Really not a whole lot to sell him as far as traditional weapons goes, but every bit counts. 151. Wow, that really isn't much. It's the armorers who are going to get us the real coin. All that bandit and cumin armor. Come on, Roach. Let's go sell off some of this armor. Then we'll go from there. Ah, it's the armor smith who is Master Ota.
God grant you health. How may I help you?
I thought he was a generalist. He's actually specifically an armor smith. Wow, he's pretty poor as well. I must have been through here recently and cleaned him out. See if he'll buy the captain's helmet. Yep, that'll about clean him out.
Here you are, with a little top-up.
Well now, thank you very much.
The chorus of "God be with you, Henry," as I offered him a super good deal. That was perfect. Okay, well, I'll sell some more goods while I'm here, but let's go ahead and figure out what's going on with these blacksmiths.
What can you tell me about the blacksmiths here in Sasau?
Depends which ones you mean. In the town there's Mikesh. He's a decent man and an honest craftsman. And in the yard by the monastery there's Zach. But there's not many good words I can say about him.
Tell me something about Mikesh.
Like I said, he's an honest craftsman, which isn't something you can say about every blacksmith in town.
What about the monastery blacksmith, Zach?
Well, him and me don't exactly see eye to eye. He wanted to buy my business, but I turned him down. Ever since then, he hasn't had a good word to say about me.
I'm not interested in Zach's son because it sounds like from what Mikesh, the first blacksmith, told us, his son really is just full of himself. I wonder if I could hire Master Ota here.
That'll be all. Thank you.
To come with me, thereby solving the feud here in Sasau as well.
Master Blacksmith, I've got a great offer for you.
Not now. First I've got to deal with that bastard Zach.
Oh.
Come to me afterwards.
Goodbye.
Alright guys, I wonder if we go over and talk to Zach. Who's sleeping here on the bench? Betwixt. I wonder if we go and talk to Zach, if we'll find an option to perhaps embarrass him for Master Ota. Before I head that way though, I'm gonna skip ahead in time because I've got a few items to sell while I'm in town. Some of that armor from the bandits and the humans. But yeah, lots of inventory sorting to do, so I'm just gonna skip ahead as I do some trading. With all my errands in town now complete, I'm gonna ride across the river here to the work area just, I believe, south of the monastery, where our blacksmith Zach should be. Let's see if he has any interest in joining us at Privoslavets.
Yeah.
If not, if there's some way that we can pit these blacksmiths against each other and get one of them to come back to the settlement.
God be with you.
I'd like to make you an offer. Have you heard about Privoslavets?
Don't bother me now, young fella. I've got that sneaky fucker Otter to deal with.
What can you tell me about the Sasau blacksmiths?
Well, there's Mikesh. He's honest enough, and a fair hand at everyday things. And then there's Master Otter. He used to have talent, but now he's too old, and too proud to admit it.
So I think, guys, I'm going to have a spoiler warning here, because I think part of my main quest progress is holding back this side quest for From the Ashes. So, again, spoiler warning, I'm going to run through this copper dialogue right here, which does relate to a main quest, about probably halfway through the campaign. There'll be a time code on the screen right now, or you can skip ahead if you don't want this slight bit of spoiler for the main quest.
Do you work any copper here, Master Blacksmith?
Why'd you ask?
I'd want to commission you to make something.
Then you best go elsewhere. I never use copper.
That's not what I heard.
What?
I was told in town that you bought all the other blacksmiths' copper.
I'm being made a fool of yet again, it seems. Anything else? I still have work to do.
Okay, well,
See you later.
Zach's not talking, but we've heard from several of the blacksmiths that he is buying up their copper. So I wonder if we can find some evidence to use against him.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Get him to confess to the copper. I think that locked chest is just his inventory. He's got this shed back here in the corner with a very hard lockpick. I think, though, yeah, very hard is harder than I can deal with because my lockpick is at, well, it is at 9. Oh, it goes up to 20, so yeah. Definitely don't have the lockpicking skills for that. I wonder if I can get his son away from Zach to talk to alone. I bet you if I drop some loot, that might get his attention. Get him over here. What do we have that I can drop? What's damaged? Here we go. We'll drop a necklace here on the ground. Second piece of clothing. Try and get his attention. I bet you there's some dialogue options to convince the son to confess about the copper.
What's that there?
Oh, there we go.
I am at your service, Sir Knight.
Your father says you don't work any copper.
We don't.
I've heard differently around town. They say your father's bought up all the copper to be had.
Are you calling me a liar? Or my father? You're asking for it, boy.
Let's go ahead with the threatening option.
Just be sure you know what you're letting yourself in for.
Was that a threat? Do you think I'm an idiot?
You don't get it, do you? I don't particularly want to fight with you. I don't have the time or the need to prove anything. So I'll just take my knife and stick it between your ribs. And then I'll keep twisting until you tell me the truth.
Jesus Christ! Are you insane?
Maybe. So are you going to talk?
Just take it easy. You're right. We do make copper sheets here at night.
So why all the secrecy about it?
Father forbade me to talk about it. I don't know why. I didn't ask.
Who buys those sheets from you?
I don't know. I've never set eyes on him. Father doesn't like to talk about it.
Your father has some serious explaining to do.
Jesus, please don't hurt him.
We'll see about that.
Good luck then.
I see that he's trying to act like everything's okay. Oh, I just noticed the embers actually landing on the cobblestones and then going out. That's really cool. I think I'll wait until Zach's not holding a glowing sword piece here. That's right. Put the weapon down. Well, close enough.
So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Your son put it quite differently.
What's that? What are you blabbering on about?
Don't be angry with him. I didn't give him any choice.
All right. I suppose there's no point lying. We do make copper sheets here, and I wanted to keep it quiet.
Why?
Pays me good money, and the people I do it for. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of them.
Did they threaten you?
They didn't have to. Just by the look of them, I could say I needed to shut my mouth and do what they wanted.
And did they ever tell you who they were? Do you know where to find them?
I know a little. But show some understanding. There's nothing but trouble in it for me. I'll lose the work and be left looking over my shoulder for some thugs to come and burn down my house. Or worse.
If you lie down with dogs, you shouldn't complain about the fleas.
There's no need for threats. We can both benefit here. If I tell you everything I know, you can help me with a certain small matter. One that'll cover up for my loss of earnings.
Let's see what his issue is.
So what are we talking about?
I recently tried to buy Master Armourer Otto Rapstin's business for my son Vitus, but that old fool wouldn't listen to reason. He said he couldn't understand his legacy being taken over by a clod like my Vitus. Despite the insult, I doubled my offer, but Master Otto still wouldn't budge.
And what is it you need from me?
I thought I'd show Otto that Vitus isn't such a dolt as he thinks, but for that I need someone experienced in combat.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad. What's your plan?
Otto's busy making a very pretty suit of armor for the bailiff. So I was thinking, if we could show that pretty armor of his is absolutely useless, he'd be disgraced.
And how am I supposed to see to that?
Well, I'd reckon we'd arrange a duel of champions with bludgeons. You'll put on Vitus's armor, and Otto will send his champion in that tin shit of his. You invite the bailiff to watch, and Otto will be made a laughingstock in front of everyone.
Then what do I get out of it?
What we already agreed. I'll give up dealing in copper, and I'll tell you everything I know about what's been going on.
Do you really think that will work?
Otto's always mouthing off in the alehouse that my young lad isn't worth a damn. Once I show he's just a bitter old bastard spouting hot air, his business will be ruined, and Vitus will reap the reward. What with all the strife in the country these days, there'll be no end of work for a good armourer.
This seems to be a surprisingly fair competition, so yeah, I'll help with this.
Agreed. I'll get to work on it.
Wonderful. Go to Otto first and talk him into it. Then go to the bailiff so he can announce it and get spectators. The more people see it, the better. We'll bring the armor to you at the combat arena.
Zack does seem quite confident that Master Oda's armor is not up to snuff anymore, that his son can do better, so if this really is an honest competition, then yeah, I will participate.
Good luck then.
Let's head back into town. What was that quest we just got? Rattled. Challenge Master Oda to a bludgeon duel.
God's blessings. What can I do for you?
Master Armourer, I have a message for you from Blacksmith Zack.
If it's another one of his so-called generous offers, you can go straight back and tell him I'm not selling, and that's that.
No, this is another matter. Vitus wants to challenge you to a duel.
What? Me fight with that brat? Zack must have lost his mind entirely.
That's not how it will be. The real duel will be between your pieces of handiwork.
How's that?
It will be a duel with bludgeons. No bloodshed. At most, a few bruises and some dents in the armor. Zack chose me to wear Vitus armor.
And so I'm to choose a champion of my own? That sounds reasonable.
Good. So let's agree on the time and place.
Hold your horses, young fella. I've got a counter offer for you. Now, I'm sure Zack is paying you well.
I won't deny it.
I could pay you more. And I'd tailor-make a cuirass just for you. What do you say?
You mean if I fight as your champion instead? I'm not sure how Zack would take it.
No, you fight on Zack's side and lose.
That's definitely dishonorable.
That's not very honourable.
And Zack's constant slander and mudslinging are the height of honour, are they?
They're not. But cheating is not the way to solve this.
But what if Zack's right? You're not as young as you used to be, and Vitus has trained with renowned masters.
What? You're as impertinent as that bastard Zack and his whelp of a son. How dare you? I don't need help from the likes of you. You'll get such a battering even Brother Nicodemus from the monastery won't know which side of you is up. Now clear off.
Not until you tell me where and when we should meet.
I don't know. Sort it out with the bailiff. He should come anyway, so I don't get the blame when you get beaten to a pulp.
Farewell at the end. Oh man, that was great. I really struck a nerve there. That probably is going to hurt my chances of getting Master Otta to come to Privoslavets with me, but that was
How are you, Henry?
too good of a dig not to throw in there. I mean, he's wanting to cheat. From what I can tell, despite Zack working with some, I guess you could say, unscrupulous elements, his version of the competition was at least honest.
God save you.
I can also buy my grain here.
I'm here on behalf of Blacksmith Zack.
Zack? What does that madman want now? Don't tell me. It's another complaint about the Master Armorer. Well, you can tell Zack if you waste another minute of my time with that pathetic feud of his, I'll have him up for disrespecting the office of the bailiff.
No, it's not a complaint this time. In fact, Zack came up with an idea to settle the dispute once and for all.
Is that so? Well, that's a different kettle of fish. That's just what I was after. You have my full attention, friend. What's his plan?
A duel.
Jesus Christ! Has he lost his wits entirely?
Don't worry, Goodman Bailiff. No one will get killed. It will only be a duel with bludgeons. Zack chose me as his champion. I'll be wearing a suit of armor made by his son, Vitus, and I'll fight Otter's champion. Whoever falls first, loses.
That sounds like a fine spectacle for the village green. Naturally, I'll have to be present to ensure nothing untoward happens.
Your presence is certainly expected, Bailiff. We'd like you to referee the whole duel.
Very well. We'll have it on the marketplace in the front of the church. But when?
That's up to you.
We could announce it right now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, wow.
I'll have
Okay.
it announced around town. You come along at just the right time. It'll be a fine show for the townsfolk, and I'll finally get that pair and their constant squabbling off my back. I'll see you later. Good citizens of Sasau, our township has long been plagued by a protracted dispute. As you are no doubt aware, Zack, the blacksmith of the monastery courtyard, and Master Armorer Otto Rabstein have been, for some time, at odds. And insomuch as it behoves my office as bailiff to settle such disputes and maintain peace and order, I have decided to resolve the blacksmith's quarrel by unconventional means, whilst affording an entertaining spectacle. In short, we shall let them knock each other's teeth out. However, since it ill befits two respectable tradesmen to maul each other on the market square like a pair of cocks on a dung heap, each of them has elected a champion. Zack, the blacksmith, has appointed to fight in his stead Henry of Scarlet. And Master Otto Rabstein's champion will be... Please, introduce yourself, Sir Knight.
Master Otter will fight for Master Otter. I don't need some young pup to take my place.
Oh, snap.
I remind you that this will be a duel with bludgeons alone. And until first blood is shed.
Bloodthirsty crowd.
Come, folks, be sensible for heaven's sake. We don't want any maiming here, or, God forbid, murder. So, if both contestants are ready, let us begin.
Pretty slick move by Master Otto here. Wow, alright. Good uppercut right there. I love the crowd reactions. A little bit of a back slap right there.
You know how this one ends?
Right in the head.
I'm over here.
Oh, caught him on the swing. Should have picked a champion, old man. Ow.
Shit. Giving up already?
Right in the head for the final blow.
You kicked that old bastard's arse, Henry. His ears will be ringing for a month. Now everyone will see who knows how to make armor and who's all hot air.
You shouldn't speak so disrespectfully about Master Otter. He fought bravely.
No need to get worked up about it. You've got to savor the victory, haven't you? Anyway, come by the forge later for your reward, all right?
I do believe that I need to go to the bathhouse.
What the hell?
Clean up. What's this perk I have right now? This buff. Oh, light armor. Easier to dodge the attacks of your opponents. Let's go ahead and get my normal armor back on. There we go. Everything but my gloves. Perfect. Let's go get our reward from Zach and stop at the bathhouse along the way. And then we'll see if we've actually convinced Master Otto to come back with us to the settlement. Although he's probably going to be pretty upset about losing that fight. I'm hoping that I can maybe compliment him on fighting honorably and then convince him to come. First though, let's get all of this blood off.
I'd like to order something here.
And what is it you'd like?
I'll certainly need a physician to treat my wounds. Then a hot bath and laundering my clothes.
But of course. Money first, though.
Fine. Here it is.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied. Goodbye.
Okay. On we go back to Zach's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Saved you, Henry.
it's Zach.
Yeah.
He's taking his sweet time getting back to his shop. Back at last.
I'll come for my reward.
Of course. And thanks again, lad. It's worked wonders for my trade.
And will Otter sell you his business?
I don't know, but the way things are looking now, his trade will soon be dead as a doornail anyway.
I'm glad your trade is going well. Now, about our little deal.
Ah, that little matter. Right.
Well, I will come back and work on the
See you later.
main quest conversation later. Zach is now most definitely in my debt. For now, I'm going to head back to town and see if Master Ada will leave and come with me. And let's also go ahead and get that grain for town. Perhaps get a bakery going and get some actual income up and running. Alright, good master. Will you perhaps see reason and come with me now?
Who's there?
His door is locked. Alright.
What's going on out there?
Let's go see the bailiff first then. Get that order of grain in. I just realized that I'm running up the gully there. Bailiff and scribe here.
God's blessings. What can I do for you?
I'd like to buy some grain.
You want to buy grain?
That's what I said. I need regular supplies for Pribyslavitz. I'm in charge of renewing the village.
Well, I never. So Sir Divish really is going ahead with it.
Looks like it.
Well, it's all the same to me. How many bushels will you be wanting?
I'll need fodder for horses, at least 10 strong animals, and wheat for the baker. He'll have to bake for the whole village.
I can arrange that. Only you'll have to put a share back into the Sasau coffers. To cover the cost of the supplies our lord will be losing on account of it.
I understand.
Have you got someone to transport the grain?
I've got a merchant to take care of it.
This is the price.
120. We can do better.
Couldn't we do something about the price?
Sorry, I can't, Henry. I've got to manage things properly here. The price is what it is. This is the price.
$120.
It's a bit on the high side.
Take it or leave it.
I'll shake on that.
Goodbye.
So that takes care of our initial food shipments, and I think the baker is going to be the next building that we get up and running, followed perhaps by our swordsmith. Let's wait here at the inn and see if the good master opens the shop in the morning, perhaps. Let's not forget to eat something too. Got some very nasty mushrooms here. I'll eat that sausage before it goes bad. I'll have a couple of onions to go with it. Whose horse is that? And where did Roach go? Oh, right here. Ah, he's open now. All the priests are in town eating lunch in people's houses. Yay, I got my balanced diet perk back.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Master Blacksmith, I've got a great offer for you.
What? After you sided with that swindler Zack? Not a chance.
Well, that's what I was afraid of. We've lost access to him.
Farewell.
Well, maybe Zack would be willing to move to Privoslavitz with us if his son is going to be doing good trade here in town. One last blacksmith stop before we head back to town. Oh, wrong turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
God save you. Good night. What can I do for you?
See you later.
Nothing with the sun. Let's try Zack.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
I'd like to make you an offer. Have you heard about Pribyslavitz?
Oh, aye. I heard something about that. What of it?
I'm bailiff there, and I'm rebuilding. We're planning to build an armorsmith's shop there.
And you want me to run it? That'd be great. Come and see me when it's ready.
All right.
Take care.
Well, that settles the question of who's going to be our armorsmith. Let's go on and head back to town. Although, I think, guys, we're actually out of time for this episode. This one has meandered quite a bit with journeying south to Sasau. In fact, let's go ahead and say, is there anything else that we should do before we leave for the supplies side quest? So charcoal is an option, but I think we can get some charcoal that's closer. Looks like Rattay is an option, or I can get charcoal from Ginger's charcoal burning friends from a very early on quest. So yeah, we're good to head on back to Privoslavitz, but that'll have to wait for next time, because I got a feeling that we're going to have some encounters on the road too. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.